Hello everybody, welcome back with some more Tekken 4. Last time we did Lee. Let's see. We're going to do Kuma at some point. We got Brian, Julia. Let's do Julia. Let's do Julia because I like Julia. I don't know how she's going to play in this one. She should, in theory, play about roughly the same as she did before, of course. But we'll find out. If she still has like her back punch thingy or whatever. We'll see. It does kind of suck like Michelle's not here anymore, but, you know, Julia's essentially, because she's the daughter, you know, still, technically speaking. Yeah, she still has it. She's still basically just Michelle, but slightly different. And because it's a Tekken 4, I'm pretty sure she at least got some new moves. I feel like most, if not all, characters kind of got new moves, just regardless. Well, that's the thing. I don't remember her being able to do that, but I don't know. A follow-up from her back punches, you could just go straight into, like, forward punch stuff. I'm trying like, different moves here to see what I can do. See if I remember how to play Julia outside of, like, back punch stuff. Another thing I kind of like about this game, though, is like just how fast you can kind of go through it. Even if I was like on a different difficulty, if you just know what you're doing, like regardless of difficulty, if you know what you're doing, you can just go through it pretty fast. But it makes me kind of wonder what the hell Ultra Hard's going to be like. Just out of pure curiosity. Like if you knock them on the ground, are they just not going to roll? Or are they going to get up and like kick back? Or what are they going to do? You know? Like, who really knows? Boom. I know I said last time, like, Let's Plays kind of, you know, remind me that I have a little bit of humanity left, I guess, but, I'm not saying that I want to flood Let's Plays this year, or not even just Let's Plays, but just, like, content this year. I don't think I really want to flood people with content too much. Like, once I do them, sure. But then they'll probably be like months on end. Like, I might take like a month break here and there just to kind of just get away from it, I guess you could say. Or maybe not really a month break, but maybe like, you know, not upload like 3 a day, but turn it into like maybe like 1 a day or something eventually. Because it's like it's just like I don't feel like doing it, or like once, like even once, even just like a week. You know what I mean? I mean, it worked. Why not? God, I'm fucking hungry. I don't know why I keep this shit up. Like, I need to stop eating so fucking much because I'm getting fucking fat. I'm not fat. I'm just like, you know, it's gonna happen if I keep that shit up. I haven't really been working out nearly as much as I have been before. It's just fucking Christmas break kind of fucked me up, I guess. You know, it just fucked me up with my brain and everything. Sucks. It sucks, but it is what it is. Damn it. Shit. Okay. I don't want to get hit by that lock kick, that's for sure. But yeah, there's actually only like a couple of things I want to do currently for content-wise. We'll keep up Mario Party, of course, but when it comes to, like, my own content-wise, I don't exactly want to... I think I probably already spoiled it anyway, but I do want to finish up Paper Mario, for one, and there's, like, a new Let's Play thing I want to start. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, I guess. Right now, it's just basically beating Tekken 4, and then just wondering what the fuck I'm going to do with my life after I beat Tekken 4. Will I start Tekken 5 immediately right after? Who knows? Maybe. Although Tekken 5 is a pain in the ass when it comes to Jinpachi shit, because, like, that guy's a fucking massive dick. So that game might be a little harder to finish. There's, of course, Mario Sunshine, but then again, Brain Scratch Comms is currently doing Mario Sunshine, so I don't want to, like, compete with them, even though I have nothing to offer in terms of subs or views. I'm just saying, like, it'd be weird, like, if somebody else was doing a Let's Play and I was doing the same one. It would just be kind of weird, you know, if I'm watching somebody and then I just do it too. There's, of course, you know, Souls content, but, like, we've already finished most of them. Like, Elden Ring's done, Bloodborne's done, Sekiro's done. Technically, we still have Dark Souls 1 and 2, and I guess to a certain degree, even fucking 3. But I don't really feel like doing 3. Demon Souls, I think, is... Yeah, I don't think even that one's done, technically. Pretty sure we did a co-op one of it, yeah, but 2 co-ops, I think. Demon Souls Remake is the next one I was doing. It's just the only problem with Demon Souls Remake is, like, you have to re-download it, and it's such a big fucking thing, and I have no idea where we're at. And then Dark Souls, like, I did get us back to main area, but I haven't, like, grinded to level us up to it. We can take down, you know, Ornstein and Smo at a decent level. And that's the thing about Souls games, too, a lot of time. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just pure skill-based. Like, yeah, technically it kind of is. You can, at any skill, or at any level, you know, or whatever, still beat the game. And technically, even any skill level, too, as long as you just level up and you know what you have, like, decent stuff. Souls is not hard in the sense that, like... Well, I mean, sometimes it's hard in the sense that it's just bullshit hard, right? Dark Souls 2, I think, is like a lot of that, if I remember correctly. Where, rather than being balanced, it's just kind of, well, thrown together to be hard. Because they were just like, oh, well, that's Dark Souls, it's hard, right? So that's what it should be. But for Dark Souls, like, 1 and 3, like, yeah, even 3, like, Bloodborne, Sekiro, you know, even Elden Ring to an extent, it's all based on, like... what the player wants to do, and also like a knowledge check type situation where like you might not know where everything's at all times. Like Demon Souls is a great example of how to do an easy Souls game, because in all fairness, like once you know exactly where to go, like even World 5 is nothing. World 5 is nothing except for like at least 5-1. When you have to, like, get through all that fucking dumbass little goblin shit. And after that, it's like, okay, I got 2 swamps to go through. Because 5-2 and 5-3 are basically just swamp shit. Right? Or whatever. And it's, well, because, like, 5-3 is, like, the other part of the swamp. It's, like, the other half. And even though that is the case, they're still both swamp areas. Realistically speaking, you can just, if you know where to go, or just say, fuck it, I don't want to get anything else, you just skip all that shit, and you're good to go. You know, a lot of it you can skip. Like, of course, there's always going to be, like, those parts that do kind of stop you from continuing. Like, say, for example, for me, the gargoyles, right? Like, I tend to struggle against the gargoyles a lot. Like, there's going to be those bosses that are going to kick your ass. But for the most part, you know, as long as you know what you're doing, you know how to win and work things out, you should be okay. But it's really all a matter of, like, knowledge, and I guess you could say skill to some extent. And what's funny is, like, I know people consider Elden Ring to be one of the easiest Souls games, which I can see that. But at the same time, like, for some reason, I am just completely terrible at Elden Ring. Until, like, I had my brother on, and we did a co-op together of it. And then he got us, like, this big old hammer thing. And then it just went fucking downhill from there for, like, difficulty-wise. Like, even the final boss, who I've never fought before, was just 10 times easier, which, I mean, granted, he did get patched. And so, it makes it a lot easier that you can actually go on horseback, you know, in the patch, which is fucking insane they didn't have that, like, pre-patch before. And then, yeah, like I was gonna say, even to, like, an extent, even, like, Sekiro is actually quite really easy and simple. Like, once you've learned the mechanics and you don't go out of your way to make the game harder on yourself, it's not really a hard game. Like, even Genichiro, like, in the Ashura Castle or whatever it was, even that fight is nothing compared to, like, well, especially, like, the final boss one. But the final boss one's only annoying because you have to fight, I think, Genichiro, like, every fucking time. But even then, still, like, even the final boss is, like, he just gets, like, a new attack, like, every phase, and once you understand what attack that's going to be, you just know how to dodge it. You know how to deflect it, and you're fine. And sometimes enemies slash bosses just give you that whole, like, reflecting thing, right? Where it's like, it's just like this big, giant attack that you could just reflect the fuck out of and just does massive damage to them back. So Sekiro lends itself really well to that. But then again, you could also argue, like, once you get that skill, and once you get that skill and that knowledge, the game is just too fucking easy. Which, yeah, but then again, like, wasn't, technically speaking, like, most of, if every game, also like that, too, for Souls content? I mean, I guess to an extent, like, Bloodborne Like, Rom still gets me from time to time. But most of them don't. You know? Most bosses don't. Abretus and Rom are like the only two, but Abretus is optional. So that doesn't even matter. Same thing with the demon from Sekiro. It's like the Chaos Demon or whatever the fuck it was called. That big giant fire optional boss. Even he's just completely optional. It's not a nothing boss to, you know, scoff at, but... Or just scoff at, but it's it's definitely a hard fight, but it's optional. So you don't have to technically do it. Which has always been the kind of the nice thing about, like, FromSoft's stuff they do, like, in later years now, because I don't mind a game that is hard on the surface, but once you figure it out, it's like, okay, I got this. I kind of like that. Not the biggest fan of, like, just complete bullshit games a lot of the time. Depends, I guess, on what game we're talking about. Alright, there you go. There's Julia. And yeah, sometimes even just leveling up or whatever is just sometimes just enough to get you past it, like with Bloodborne. If you level up in Bloodborne, sometimes that just kind of helps. It just all really depends. Oh, there's Abel, I think, right? Funny enough, I don't remember him in the older games either. He might have been in 3, but I don't remember.
What are you doing? Stop! No! Do you want to destroy your dreams of reforestation? You're destroying the future of mankind.
You're wrong. How can that be our future? World where such horrible things exist?
Stupid woman!
God, he is such a horrible shot. Even his fingers clipping through the trigger. No wonder he missed every shot.
One day, I will reforest this land. I swear it.
I hear people talking. Huh. Anyway. At least that's it for Julia. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more Tekken 4. And as always, take care, everybody.